Hey everybody, I'm Jack. Welcome to another episode of Raw Tropical Living. It is a gray, rainy day here today, and it's just making me realize how much I miss those rainy days in Costa Rica where it would just rain the whole day. We don't get that very often here. In fact, a day where it's cloudy and rainy the whole day is a rare, rare treat. I got out a little bit earlier before it started raining, had a couple of errands to run, came home, and then I had to put a long sleeve shirt on. It's a little chilly here in the house. But anyhow, we're not here to talk about the weather. Talking about my best advice for raw food diet beginners today. Listen, guys, I do videos every day, so I'd appreciate it if you haven't already done it to go down there and subscribe now. Hit that subscribe button. Then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications so YouTube won't unsubscribe you. Man, my subs are like bleeding. Bleeding. Go check that. My best advice. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've done a lot of these videos. And that's my purpose. I've done some form of this message over and over and over, but I keep doing it over and over so it'll penetrate, so it'll get in. So some of the simple lessons will take over. And that's what I'm always going to talk about on this channel, just simple little ways to do this. That's all I know. That's all I know. The way I do this, my way of eating is chaos. I can't answer 75, 80% of the questions that are asked to me because I don't know. I just eat fruit and vegetables. And I keep it real simple and I enjoy it all the time. People are so serious out there. I get that a lot on Instagram. I'll show some fun picture or something fun I'm eating, and then some Poindexter will like get all serious, and it's like, dude, just lighten up. You're missing the mood here. Eat fruit, have fun, you know. Or like, okay, what is this ingredient? Is this ingredient completely pure? They do their purity check on you and what have you. But anyhow, it's just about simple little ways to get there. Simple tips and tricks is what it's all about. You're not going, I'm learning that day by day because I listen to a lot of podcasts and I watch a lot of stuff on various subjects and issues. And I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and then I went and left a comment on his Instagram channel about how his podcast is just so practical that I take some little practical tip that I can use from him every day. Now you have a lot of other people in the same genre that are like doing these very elaborate podcasts, and they get really detailed, and they're interesting to listen to. Don't necessarily take anything I can use from that. This guy, I take it every day. So I try to like keep things simple. And as I'm going to tell you over and over and over and over again, make this lifestyle as easy for you as possible. If you've got to break it down to a ridiculous level, do it if that's what you've got to do. There's two things here. How bad do you want to do a raw food diet? Or how bad, this can be applied to anything in life. How bad do you want A? How bad do you want this thing that you say you want? Whether you want to possess it, want to do it, want to whatever. Okay, that's first. And then if you really want it and you determine how important it is to you, as something you have to have or it's something that's very important to you, you will get there by any means necessary. And there's nothing, and don't be proud. Don't be like, well, that's silly. I don't have to get that. I'm not, or maybe I don't need to do that. The ego gets involved, like, oh, well, I'm further along than that. Do what you got to do to make this lifestyle work for you. And one of the things is being prepared all the time. Always being prepared. And that can mean different things to different people. For some people, it's simply going to be enough just to have a clean environment in your house. Clean out the bad stuff and just always have good options sitting around. Some people got to go to the next level, and I kind of tend to default to my situation where I work from the house and I'm here a good bit of the time. Not everybody's in that same situation. If you have to, take it with you. Make your work environment or make wherever you're going as conducive to this lifestyle as possible. I brought a visual aid today. I've got these sitting on my desk right now. If you have to do that, get you some brown spotty bananas that are ready, take them to the office with you, or even if you just have to Maybe it's even subliminal, even if you're doing like me, maybe you work at home, or maybe you're not working at home, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, or you're at home for whatever reason. Have the bananas around, or have whatever's in sight. And that psychologically tells you this is what I need to eat when you start getting hungry, or when you start feeling like, uh-oh, I want something, or, things just aren't going too right for you. Well, I don't mean not going right for you, but in other words, not going right for you in the sense that, maybe some cravings are creeping in, or you're thinking about eating something else. Keep everything around. Make it as easy for yourself as possible. If you're at home, a next step for that. Now, banana's good. The reason I say keep bananas, I always like to go to bananas because most people can get bananas. Most people like bananas. I know there's some of y'all exceptions out there. I don't like bananas. They don't like me. Don't know what to tell you on that. I'm a heavy banana nut. But bananas a good one, because banana is something you can keep and eat immediately. The peeling is just poof, rip it off. There's no knives involved. It doesn't take that long. So that's like immediate. If you really get into that zone where you're like, oh God, I'm wavering, I'm going to eat something else, you peel that banana and you eat it. You peel a second one, you eat it. If you have to sit there and eat 6 bananas and kind of stuff yourself until those cravings, until that hunger for something else goes away, you do it. Another great thing that I advise, especially to beginners, but I do it 6 years later. I always like to have them. Always have frozen bananas in the refrigerator. Okay, if you're a beginner to this lifestyle, maybe just a banana, just a regular banana that you would open room temperature and eat, isn't enough yet to excite your taste buds to do everything for you. And you're like, yeah, but I'm new to this lifestyle. To me, like, eating that banana is not going to do that much for me. Take it another level. If you always have frozen bananas around, you have frozen ice cream anytime. You have an ice cream anytime. I love the plain stuff myself. Keep yourself a little cacao around. Keep yourself some blueberries around, or some other fruit flavoring, and you've got ice cream. And sometimes I like to flip back into saying ice cream, because I think a lot of people that may not, or may be new to this lifestyle, or don't know much about this lifestyle, are like, what are they always talking about in ice cream? That's just that little cutesy vegan people. I don't even know where I've gotten it from. I've just followed. That's that cutesy little vegan thing of just changing it and making the distinction that it's not dairy ice cream. But basically, for anybody that's not familiar with this, it's ice cream made from fruit that tastes just like ice cream, tastes better than ice cream. The number one question I get on Instagram, I'm constantly just having to repeat over and over and over, all it is bananas. They want recipes. What's in that? What are the ingredients? Do a video, give us a recipe. And I'm like, it's frozen bananas. If I want chocolate, I put a little cacao in there. But that one takes it up a notch. And that might be the more beginner tip. Like, yeah, keep the bananas around, you're at work or whatever, eat those bananas. But if you'll have that banana nice cream, or if you have nice cream ready to make all the time, that'll save your butt. That will save your butt on a number of occasions, especially all these people with a sweet tooth. I think sometimes people, it's not so much a sweet tooth, but a psychological sweet tooth in the brain. Like, whereas just eating a banana or eating a mango, although it's super sweet to somebody like me, it's still not necessarily satisfying that dessert craving person that's new to this lifestyle. So the nice cream is perfect. You can dress up that nice cream. You can, like I say, you can put cacao in there and make it chocolate. You can use dates and cacao and just a little bit of water. You can make syrup. You can do all kind of things with this. So preparation. I'm going heavy on the bananas today, but whatever you like. If you like the mangoes like I do, and mango's a favorite fruit of yours, keep mangoes around all the time. Go to the next step, keep them cut up. If maybe you don't even, once you get into that zone of where you have your cravings, or you're wanting to eat something else, like you don't even have the time to cut them up and you have to make it super easy for yourself, cut yourself up some mangoes. Have a bowl of mangoes cut, ready to eat with a fork in the refrigerator. The point is like I'm just reaching and stretching and thinking for as many examples as possible, but the easier you make it on yourself. Think of any trick you can for yourself, because in that sense, we are all different, and we have different processes and different ways of doing things. So you have to personalize that. Make it as easy as possible for you. You might have some other ideas that I haven't even thought about, but that is going to be the number one tip, and I will probably a month or two from now it'll come out with a different title, but that's what I'll still be talking about this, because the basics never change. The basics never change. If I had the time, I'd like to go through all 1,500 plus something of my videos and like pretend like I had to choose 10 and erase the rest of them. And if I could get 10 basic videos, this would be one of the messages that would be included in that, is always being prepared, doing whatever you have to do to make this lifestyle work for you, getting involved in the process. Just the simple fact of you getting involved in doing these things helps the lifestyle to work. I've noticed there's two different type people that watch these videos, that go to Facebook groups that are trying to do this. There's the people that want to be spoon-fed. They're like little baby birds. They just sit there with their mouth open, waiting for mama to regurgitate the food into them. They don't want to put anything into it. They're the ones always, recipe, recipe, recipe. Hey, do you have a program? Hey, do you have this laid out? They want it 1, do this, 2, do this, 3, do this, 4, do this. And I'm sure somebody's been has succeeded doing that before. But then there's the second type. There's the type of person that gets in there on this lifestyle, rolls up their sleeve. They ask some questions. They ask some really good, intelligent questions. They research on their own. They do their own study. They experiment on themselves. They really observe how things work for them. They don't just listen to what everybody else says and just spit out the same things everybody's saying and saying, well, so-and-so said this. They get involved in the process. And in anything we're doing or learning in life, anything we're new to in life, the more we roll up our sleeves and get our hands in there and get dirty and get involved in the process, the more likely we are to have success. You're just not going to ever get there if you're just sitting back waiting for that next person to give you a list of instructions that will that's like the key to doing this lifestyle properly. So be prepared. Be prepared all the time. Keep your surroundings as clean, as temptation free as possible. If you live alone, don't have any temptations in the house. If you live with people and you can't necessarily control your environment 100%, mentally close off part of your brain to be like, if you have to think like back to college, even though as family member, you might think like, I can't eat this person's food. If I eat one bite of this person's food, they're going to be mad at me, and it's almost like stealing. So do whatever you got to do, but do whatever you got to do to get there. So anyhow, that's about all. I'm just going to start rambling at this point. Hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please, please, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.